19-year-old girl was found dead in the freezer. The hotel is affiliated with the police department. The hotel bio research place is affiliated. The crematory place is affiliated. Everything that about that hotel is affiliated with that police department in Rosemont. They have the same address. 2 live videos that was posted by those 2 people that's affiliated in gangs, posted live videos in details about what happened to Kenneka, what was going to happen to Kenneka. All that's facts to the case. Everything else is the images, is made up, said, and everything. Y'all people have to understand. Y'all got to figure out what's true and what's fake. And even the fake shit, I keep telling y'all over and over, the fake stuff also is telling us the real deal.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Edward Joseph, and let's talk live. Kenneka Jenkins case, unraveling the mystery, part 2. All right, let's talk. Well, today, peoples, has been such an interesting day. I am here, I am live, and I am going to talk about some things, peoples. Peoples, Kenneka Jenkins case, unraveling the mystery, part 2. You guys come on in. You guys come on in. You guys come on in, for there's so much to talk about, peoples. You guys come on in. Peoples, I am here and I am back. And there are some things that I want to share with you on tonight, peoples. Some things that has been shared with me that I want to share with you, peoples. And again, peoples, I am just only here and I'm just only unraveling the mystery, peoples. I said, I'm only just unraveling the mystery. And so, peoples, if you just give me a moment, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to update this thumbnail up on my live so it doesn't show me and it shows the thumbnail that I had, because we're talking about the Kenneka Jenkins case, and I don't want to be the forefront of the live, peoples. I don't want people to think that this live is all about Edward Joseph. No, this live is about Kenneka Jenkins and unraveling the mystery. And so, peoples, you know, it's just amazing to me how we are beginning to see something big in this particular case. And as we had navigated through all of this video footage and things, now we're beginning to see a crystal clear picture of what many of the YouTubers and Facebookers refuse to see or even listen to. You know, it's amazing to me, peoples, how when you tell the people they need to watch your live so they can get a greater understanding as to what you're trying to convey, they don't want to watch it because they know that what I am saying and showing is debunking everything that they ever stated. And so they don't want to be embarrassed, people. So that's why they don't never watch the live. They have every excuse under the sun not to watch my live. And you can do everything else. You can watch television, you can go to work, you can go and cook. You can do all of these things, but you can't watch Edward Joseph live. And why is that? Because you don't want to hear what I had to say. And when I tell them, hey, you know, watch my live so you can get a greater understanding as to what I'm trying to convey. Oh, well, you know, every excuse under the sun. But that's okay. You ain't got to watch it, because at the end of the day, I'm just debunking you. And that's just it. You know, you have no leg to stand up on. Do you understand what I'm saying, peoples? They have no leg to stand up on, because the various things that I have shown thus far, peoples, has already got many of you to second guess a lot of the things that these people were saying. And see, where I didn't have a lot of the video footage, well, yeah, now I'm able to see a lot of the video footage that I didn't have. And so that is making a difference, peoples, because again, What the people are finally realizing, understanding is just that Kenneka Jenkins wasn't the only girl at the establishment, peoples. That there was several girls who played Kenneka. Now I know many of you don't believe that and stuff, but you can't find anything to come and debunk what I'm saying. And there are many YouTubers now, as you're seeing, is understanding what I've been trying to convey forever and a day. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because it is impossible, peoples. It is impossible for Kenneka to be at the pool. It's impossible for Kenneka to be at the dock. It's impossible for Kenneka to be frozen. It's impossible for Kenneka to be on the 11th floor. It's impossible for Kenneka to be in TY in Irene's live. It is impossible, peoples, for Kenneka to be all of these different places, and yet you're still trying to say that she walked the halls of that establishment. It's impossible, peoples. Kenneka Jenkins is not omnipresent, and she cannot be in two places at the same time. It's impossible, peoples. Kenneka Jenkins is not God. She's not God, peoples. And you guys want to try to commemorate Kenneka as being a goddess, that she is a god, that she's able to transform and transcend from one end of the spectrum to another. But see, peoples, what I have already shown you is that couldn't happen, peoples. Where you can't sit here and explain to Edward Joseph that of what you're trying to convey, then what is it that you're trying to say, peoples? What is it that you're trying to tell me? Now, if it's not more than one girl that played Kenneka, well, then how could Kenneka be in all of these different scenarios that you proclaim that she is in, peoples? That just can't happen, peoples. It just can't happen. I'm sorry. It just can't happen. Logic just doesn't dictate to me, peoples. And see, I have a sound mind. But that of what you're thinking, I don't even know, peoples, because it just boggles my mind for the things that you guys say. You guys say a lot. You guys say this and that and the other, but everything could not be Kenneka, peoples. Everything could not be Kenneka, peoples. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so with that being said, peoples, I don't even know what to tell you. You know? I mean, you can believe what you want to believe in things, and I'm going to continue to keep showing what I'm showing. And then we're just going to leave it right there. You know? And let the facts win out, peoples. Do you understand what I'm saying? Let the facts win out. Because, see, the thing is that it really doesn't matter what you say. The bottom line is what can you show to back up your claim? You can't. And I'll leave it right there, peoples. You can't. But I did. And that's all that matters. And so, for the sake of argument, peoples, which it ain't no argument because your argument cannot stand up against what I have shown thus far. And the narrative that has been given doesn't hold no weight. Now, I'm not denying, peoples, that someone was in the pool area. I'm not denying that. I'm not saying that didn't happen. I'm not saying it didn't happen that someone was on the 11th floor. I'm not saying it didn't happen that someone was found in the rear by the dock area. But what I am saying is that is bullshit and nonsense for someone to be walking the halls of that establishment, be so inebriated and so drunk, and then walk yourself into a freezer and lay down and die. I am saying that. And that's a fact of what I'm saying. And you can't prove that Kenneka Jenkins did. But I've already proven to you that she didn't. And there we have it, people. And that's why I'm going to leave it right there. Right there. You can't prove that she walked the halls of that establishment, but I have already proven to you that she didn't. Kenneka wasn't there at the establishment on the day that you guys proclaimed she was. That's a proven fact. And so, what is it that you have to counterclaim that? What is it, peoples? Because see, the thing is, if you want to try to counteract that, well, then my simple question would be, well, what is it that you're saying? Because you're saying that she was in the dock area. You're saying that France Conway did this. You're saying that she got snatched up before she ever got into the establishment. You're saying this and you're saying that and you're saying this, you're saying that. So when you want to come and challenge Edward Joseph, well, then I'm just only going to remind you what you said. Because you said it. I didn't say it. And I think this is one of the reasons why the people don't want to come and talk to me, because I'm all the time reminding you of what you said. Now you can remind me of what I said forever and a day. Everything I said is on my live. You can go back and take my live and you can play back anything that I said, because I know what I said. Use it. I give you permission. Take my live and go ahead and repeat the various things that I have said and play it back to the people. And then try to make mockery of Edward Joseph if you can. But you can't. Because one thing about Edward Joseph, I have been insistent and consistent, peoples, that I have. And so what is it that you can say to me that I already didn't say, peoples? Because see, if ever you're going to try to use anything up against me, well, then you got to come, peoples. You got to come, you got to come correct. You got to come with it, peoples. I mean, really. But if you can't come with it, well, then, I don't know what to tell you, peoples. But peoples, there's this video that I want to play for you. I have been given this video that I want to play for you, people. So I'm going to put it on my desktop right here. And I want to play for this for you, peoples. And I want you to listen in attentively to what this person had to say. Now, this is my first time watching it. I've just been told that this is something that I need to watch. And I said, okay, well, I'm going to watch it with my live. I'm going to watch it with everybody. And so you may have seen it, but I'm seeing it for the first time. And so we can see it for the first time, peoples, if you haven't seen it. It's not all right, peoples. And so let me go to my desktop and let me call this up, peoples. We're going to sit back and watch this. And I'm going to watch this attentively because it got a lot of views. So we're going to see what this brother had to say, peoples. Now, I'm not endorsing it. Just because I'm playing it back on my live doesn't mean that I'm endorsing it. I don't endorse everything I play back, peoples. So I just want you to get that understanding. Just because I'm playing a person's video, that doesn't mean that I am endorsing what they're saying. I'm just here for you to listen to that of what they had to convey. That's it. And if you believe it, okay, well then, hey, there it is. But if you don't, well then, hey, there it is, peoples. But decide as to what you believe, peoples. All right, people. So the name of this live is, let me go ahead and let me look at the title right here. Name of this live is Kenneka. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. All right. Let me go back to the website then. The name of this live, if I can find it. All right, let me go back to the. Okay, let's see. Let me look this up. I'm gonna do it like this. Let me increase it. The name of this live is Kenneka Jenkins was in the tunnels. Zach TV had the footage. Teresa Martin canceled. So that's the name of the live. So we're going to hear what this brother has to say, peoples. Is that all right, peoples? Now, like I say, this is his narrative and not mine's. So he has the right to say whatever he wants to say. Believe whatever he wants to believe and think however he wants to think. But let's listen to what he had to say, peoples. And so before I begin, peoples, I see my peoples that came into the house. Hello, Gina, to you. How are you, ma'am? It is a blessing to see you on today. Gina, to you, says, greetings, Edward and everyone. And hello, Randall Robinson. How are you, my friend? It is a blessing to see you on today. And Happy New Year's to you, my friend. And Randall Robinson says, what's up, Gina? All right, peoples. Let's listen to this here, peoples. Again, this is his narrative. And so let's listen to what he had to say, peoples. Let's go. And let me see if I can do this. And I'm going to... Oh, I can't do that. Okay. I was trying to have that as a backdrop, but that's okay. Let's listen.
From that night, hey, coming up in here, Kenneka, and that's a totally different step, and we. Shout out everybody coming up in here, man. Appreciate y'all. Like, share, subscribe. Double tap that screen. We about to do it all over again. Shout out everybody that's coming up in here, man. We about to do it all over again. Y'all already know. We about to do it all over again. We in vertical. Top of the noon, man. Shout out everybody that's up in here, man. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate all the love. Appreciate all the support, man. Double tap that screen. We gonna stomp, we gonna step, and we definitely gonna stand on that fire. What's good with y'all, man? Good day to y'all. Good day to y'all. before we even get into this live, man, because y'all already know we coming out flaming, man. Fair use is in effect. Fair use is definitely in effect. Fair use in effect, man. Disclaimer. Disclaimer. Everything y'all hear in this live is alleged for entertainment, education, and research purposes only. Shout out the whole Fire Flame Nation, man. All right? Appreciate everybody that's coming up in here. Let's get the views to match the likes and the likes to match the views. Because if y'all think all that motherfucking shit that they've been hitting us with about the situation that's going on with Kenneka Jenkins, man, if y'all actually believe that y'all know what happened, or y'all got an idea of what happened, or y'all might got it figured out, let me tell you something. All right? Y'all don't know a motherfucking thing. And like I said, it ain't y'all fault. Shout out everybody that's coming up in here. It ain't y'all fault. You see what I'm saying? Because they ain't do nothing but spin the shit and try to program motherfuckers to lead us to believe what happened to Kenneka. You see what I'm saying? First and foremost, we'd like to say RIP to Kenneka, and we'd like to say RIP to Zach TV. Because just like I said last night, all right, there's no way that even though Zach had his own shit going on and Kenneka Jenkins was living a totally different life, just for the simple fact how shit went down and how shit wound up happening, it's impossible to even mention Kenneka Jenkins, all right, without mentioning Zach TV. And I say that to fucking say this. Shout out everybody that's coming up in here. Continue to like, share, subscribe, double tap the screen. Let's go. We only starting. We just starting. It's impossible for you to even mention Kenneka Jenkins without mentioning Zach TV. And I say that because Zach TV was the only YouTuber out of all these other alleged individuals that claim that they were stomping, stepping, and standing for Kenneka. And that's right, we talking organizations too, but we ain't got to say their names. Hit the like button, y'all. We ain't got to say their names. Like I said, we're talking organizations too. Certain people, platforms, and all this shit claiming that they stomp, step, and stand for Kenneka, and they totally against what actually went down at that Crown Plaza, right? But the only one that seems to match their actions with their words was Zach TV. Hit the like button. Let me say it again. The only person that made his actions and made their actions match them words was Zach TV. Everybody else, shut the fuck up. Everybody, all you platforms, shut the fuck up, because ain't none of y'all put your feet on the ground yet. Ain't none of y'all put your feet on the ground yet. All y'all motherfuckers ain't doing nothing but running videos back, videos back, videos back. We talk about 7 years of motherfuckers continually regurgitating, continuously altering, editing footage, making you believe something that is there that is not there, making you believe something is happening that is actually not happening. Hit the fucking like button, strategic drop, and the only one who actually knew what exactly was happening was Zach TV. Hit the like button, and we about to expose it right now. Shout out everybody that's coming up in here. Double tap the screen. I appreciate all the fire starters, hawkers, walkers, and stalkers that's coming up in here, man. I need y'all, serious, honestly, because this is the only way this information is going to get out. You see, I'm going to do my part. I'm going to play my part, okay? It's going to be some things, like I always explain to y'all, it's going to be hard to process. It's going to be hard to digest. No funny shit. Pause. The truth is beyond a shadow of a doubt stranger than fiction, allegedly. Let's go. All right? I need y'all to share this, like it. Let's get in the algorithm. Let's pop it up. Shout out everybody coming up in here, because trust me, this same information that I'm about to release here today, allegedly, all right, Zach TV had the whole drop on all this. Now, let me tell y'all something, all right? Kenneka never got murdered in that freezer. Hit the like button. Kenneka, let me say it again. She never got murdered in the freezer. She never got murdered in the hotel. Double tap the screen. She never got murdered in the hotel. She never got murdered in the kitchen. She never got murdered in the freezer. Shout out everybody that's coming up in here. That's right. Because they don't want this information out. And like I said, y'all, okay, Zach TV knew the truth. As we heard Zach, and it's still up. He was breaking it down on all these videos, on all these lives, and he was throwing shit out there. He was throwing shit out there. Not only was he throwing shit out there, we all heard him say 3 days before he got murdered, y'all, 3 days, that he got his hands on the actual footage from the Crown Plaza Hotel. Didn't he say that? Did Zach TV, are y'all processing? Did Zach TV, did he or did he not say, I have the original full 36 hours of footage from that night when that situation allegedly went down with Kenneka? Did he or did he not? Did he or did he not? Yes, he did. And not only did he come out and tell the world that, not only was he coming out going live while Teresa Martin, hit the like button, we ain't stupid, while Teresa Martin was calling him. Double tap the screen. So they gonna act like we sat back and did not hear Teresa Martin calling Zach TV on his lives. Right? 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 Yes. Yes. We damn sure heard Teresa Martin on that motherfucking phone. Why you think she won't dare hit nobody platform and click that motherfucking link. You know why? Because her voice will be exposed coming through a digital device. Right? But anyway, like I said, this specific footage, y'all. All right, I need y'all to double tap the screen. We just getting started.
Okay, people. So I'm trying to have a little bit of patience and trying to listen to this guy and stuff. I wish he quit worried about hit the like button and stuff and go ahead and say what he needs to say and things, because now is beginning to get a little annoying. You know, all of the screaming, hollering, the cussing and things like that. I mean, just get to the point. Now from my observation thus far, and let me go ahead and let me just give my little 2 cents in and stuff while we're here and things. Yes, Zach did have the original video footage. He did. He was able to obtain it. Not only Zach was able to obtain it, but Zach had made copies, and copies are out there of the original 36 hours of video footage. But Zach did not get killed behind the Kenneka Jenkins case. That is the myth that the people had put out. So I want to put that addendum out there and stuff. So, you know, and again, you can go ahead and you can do all of your research in the world and stuff. But Zach getting killed had absolutely nothing to do with Kenneka Jenkins. Now, when the people had broken into his house and stuff, yeah, they took his computer, they took all of his electronic equipment and things and stuff. But see, Zach did not want to play fair. He did not want to play with the people, because Zach was just a part of this, as well as TM and everybody else, all of the kids and things. He was a part of it. But it comes a point in time to when people don't want to play tiddlywink games any longer and things. This is one of the reasons why Zach had interviewed the kids and whatnot. And this is one of the reasons why you had people behind the scenes directing Killer and Peas to not say certain things and whatnot. But in the interest of justice, you know, when you're under pressure, people's things slip out. Now we can go back to Zach's live and we can analyze everything that Peas and Killer had said and Irene had said. We can go back and we can analyze that. And there's a lot of points that I can point out to you peoples that I can point out from their own statements and the videos that they made and stuff, you know, while all of this stuff was going on. So I just want to point out my observations now, you know, and things. I get what he's saying. I'm trying to watch this live. I'm trying my best, peoples, but you know, it's getting irritating because, you know me, I'm not all for the clicks and likes and the views and stuff. I'm just here just to get the facts out as I see it, as they present it. And then you make the decision as to whether or not you believe that of what they are saying. Never mind what I say, because what I say has nothing to do with nothing. It's just my opinion, peoples. It's just my viewpoint. It's my commentary. It's my mantra. You know, you see what I'm saying? And so I analyze things based upon what they gave. And that's it. So you don't hold me account to anything other than that of what they have given. Do you understand what I'm saying, peoples? So now, if you believe this guy, well, then believe him. But if you don't believe him, then you ain't got to believe him. But either way, it really doesn't make no difference to me, because at the end of the day, I cannot tell you what to think or what to feel or what you think or what you see or what you think that you know. I'm just only presenting you for what they gave. Now, case in point, I want to see if what he is saying, his title holds up, because we do know about tunnels, right? We do remember that there were tunnels that connected Diddy's house to the guy who had the Playboy Mansion. And then there were other tunnels that led from Oprah Winfrey's house to other mansions and things and stuff. And people were trafficked in those mansions and whatnot. We do know a lot of stuff in the Epstein's files, that how he trafficked young people and things of that nature and so on and so forth. So the bottom line is simply this. If Kenneka was in some type of tunnel, as I mean, from what his title is proclaiming and things, well, then obviously she wasn't at the establishment, right? Well, see, that seems to be a lie upon anybody's part who ever think that Kenneka was never at the Crown Plaza. And so this brother, he has to come more than the yippity yap and to prove to me and to you and to everybody that of what he is trying to convey. Now, as far as his trajectory is going on, yes, Zach did have the original video footage. He did. He told you that. Everybody knew that. That's why that they raided his house. Now, how did he obtain it? Well, then he probably had some connections as well. You know, everybody has connections and everybody can do what they do in things. But I'm just putting it out there, people. Zach did not get killed behind the Kenneka Jenkins case. But Zach did know what happened to Kenneka because he was a part of all of this conspiracy madness. So now, let me try to hold on, peoples, and let me try to listen to this person. I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt before I call him hilarious and nefarious. But I wish he'd just go on with what he needs to say and stop all worrying about the likes and views. Just get to it, my brother. Just get to it. Let's go.
I ain't even start adding the motherfucking ingredients yet. All right? We just going down the aisle, putting shit in the basket. We ain't even bring it home yet, y'all. We ain't even bring it home yet. We ain't even turned the motherfucking fire up yet. And we ain't even start putting the ingredients in the motherfucking pot and putting it on the stove. I can promise you that.
Oh my God, people, it's these ghetto fabulous brothers and stuff from Chicago and Minnesota, Tennessee, and whoever else and stuff. You know, I'm just not into the Lily Lango, the Gango type of madness of their sense and how they present things and stuff. Brother, just get to it. Oh my God, peoples. I'm just cut from a different cloth, peoples. Now you guys may understand all of this gestures and this running around and stuff. Stand put and just speak your piece. That's it. That's it. I and for the likes of me, peoples, I don't understand. And yes, I am adding to the views and things, but this got 18,000 views. 18,000 views of ghetto madness. Really, peoples? I want to fast forward through, but I want to try to give the brother the benefit of the doubt to hear what he has to say. But people's, I'm trying to hold on. I'm seriously am, because I'm kind of like, oh my God, ghetto as fabulous. Let's get through it, people. So let's get through it.
I can promise you that. Shout out everybody that's coming up in here, man. All right. Now this particular footage that Zach TV had, y'all, it wasn't just no regular footage. You see, we all know. Walk with me. Walk with me. We fire starters, hawkers, walkers, and stalkers. We stop, step, and stand on real morals and traditional principles where we make real life matters, make real life sense, right? So, we all know when you go searching for shit, right? When you open one door looking for something, 9 times out of 10, what happens? What happens? what happens? You wind up opening and running into another door, right? Hit the like button, strategic drop. Let's go. Let me say it again. When we make real life matters, make real life sense. I said, when the motherfucker go looking for something, and the motherfucker go investigate something, right or wrong, and you walk through that door, and you start to open them doors, okay? 9 times out of 10, that door is going to lead to another door, right? And not only is it going to lead to another door, it's going to lead to multiple doors. It's
Peoples. Oh my God. I am seriously trying to get through this video. This is going to be a long road, but I can't for the likes of me, because it's bad enough listening to Coca Latte with all of the madness of Herb sitting behind the screen and talking, but now we have an animated character sitting up here, woot the woot and the doot the doot and deet the deet and then the dot the dot and stuff, and ain't connecting nothing yet. I mean, I'm not stupid, my friend. Let's get to your point. I get it. All of the, you got to open up this door to get to that door. And they said that she opened up she opened up the refrigerator door to get to the freezer door. And she walked through both doors. I mean, what is it that you're trying to say, my friend? Just get to the point. People is this guy from Chicago or what? Does anybody understand his actions, his little lingo, the way that he's doing things? Because I'm not accustomed to that, peoples. I'm still trying to listen in to what he has to say, but he ain't saying anything. And my patience is wearing very thin, peoples. Oh my God. Okay, let's listen in, people. Let's go.
going to lead to multiple turning of the knobs when you walking through them doors. And we all know sometimes, shout out everybody that's coming up in here, man. Like, share, subscribe. Always remember, fear the fire and fear the flame. We all know when we walk through these doors, when we go looking for things, we never know what's going to be on the other side, right? Real life matters, make real life sense. Walk with me. Stomp, step, stand with me, right? So, when we start to walk through these doors, when we start to do investigative work and we want to find things out, one door leads to another door, one door leads to another door, and you never know what's on the other side of that motherfucking door. You never know, okay, what you gonna run into or what the fuck gonna hit you in the face. We talking about life-changing events. Let's process this shit. How many of y'all had went looking for something and you just had that itch in your gut and you went looking for something and you found it? Not only did you find it, you found more than what you anticipated on finding, and actually your findings was life-changing events. Hit the like button. Right? Right or wrong? Right or wrong? Shout out everybody up in here, man. I appreciate y'all. Double tap the screen. We're going to continue to stir this pot. Appreciate everybody that's coming up in here, right? So, allegedly, what wind up happening is Zach TV wind up seeing some shit that even he couldn't process. He even ran across some shit, all right, that he couldn't fathom. Right? So, this particular footage, y'all, Zach TV allegedly showed two people this footage. Two people. This footage. All right, and allegedly, one person was T Streets, Zach TV's right-hand man, that was also in the vehicle with Zach TV the night Zach lost his life. Not only was he in the vehicle, y'all, he was the one who went to the police station the very next day, right? Hit the like button, strategic drop. Let's continue to make real life matters, make real life sense. You see what I'm saying? He the one who went live the very next day, because everybody was accusing him of backdooring Zach TV. He had something to do with it, blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that. He ran scared straight to the police. Boom, 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 boom. He ran scared. Now, let me tell y'all something. T Streets didn't run scared to the police because of he felt as though his life was in danger for the simple fact of the retaliation of Zach. Hit the like button. No. That's not why T Streets went running to the police station the very next day, y'all. That's not why he went running. You see, T Streets already knew the real reason why Zach TV got killed. Let me tell y'all something. Don't y'all know, okay, and it's documented, Zach TV was being followed, stalked, hawked, and walked, okay? 2 weeks leading up to him losing his life, all right? Check this out, y'all. This footage that old boy seen, like I said, one other person also allegedly seen this footage. And not only did they see this footage, they told everybody that Zach TV showed them the footage. And that person is the same person, excuse me, that was representing Teresa Martin before they had their fallout. And that person is Jedediah, right? You see? Jedediah, why don't you tell everybody the truth? What you really saw on that video and what Zach TV showed you, because he trusted you, Jedediah. Am I saying this name right? Shout out everybody coming up in here. Shout out my moderators, my fire starters, hawkers, walkers, and stalkers. Shout out everybody that's coming up in here, y'all. We got to kick in the door. We got to work hard. Trust me, I got y'all. I need y'all to like, share, and subscribe so we can get this informative information out. Listen here, it's been 7 motherfucking years too long. 7 years too motherfucking long. And since you want to come out running your motherfucking mouth, Teresa Martin, we're about to expose your ass all the way. You see, I don't know why the fuck you even come out with that fucking post on social media like you want all the Kenneka Jenkins supporters to stand behind you after you got the nerve to come out and tell us that these people forced you and made you sign your daughter's life away. I don't give a fuck about all the captions and all that shit that she done put in there. We getting down to the nitty gritty. You want us to fucking stand behind you and support you by you want us to believe that them people made you sign your daughter life away. Because that's basically what happened, okay? They told you what really happened to Kenneka and they paid you off, right? Right? Ain't that what it is, right? Let's make it make sense. So they told you what really happened to Kenneka, right? Didn't they? Not only did they tell you what really happened to Kenneka, all right? What if I tell y'all, when y'all see, check this shit out, y'all, all right? When y'all see the body that's on the gurney, y'all, the body that's on the gurney in that makeshift morgue. Y'all know that kitchen is a makeshift morgue, right? Right? Allegedly, they doing operation surgery. They taking your shit right out your body. They draining your blood right then and there, right on the property. Hit the like button. All right? This is all alleged. But y'all see the makeshift morgue, right? But anyway, y'all can't tell me that fucking kitchen that Kenneka is walking through and all the other spaces in that vicinity don't remind you of a fucking morgue. All you see is silver steel tables, sinks. You don't see no dishes. You don't see no dish detergent. You don't see no motherfucking dish rags, no pots, no pans, no food in the refrigerator. Why the fuck y'all think? What y'all think? What y'all think? Why y'all think y'all don't see that shit? Huh? Huh? Is it processing? Hit the like button. Strategic drop. Let's go. But what if I told y'all? Double tap the screen. We getting fired, boy. Okay? We gonna fire this shit up tonight. We gonna fire it up. Okay? And we gonna moonwalk all over these motherfuckers today. Because what if I told y'all when Teresa Martin came out of the kitchen? Her and whoever it was, that's supposed to be her other daughter, niece, sister. It don't even fucking matter, bitch, because you're a part of the play too. Anyway, when they come out the kitchen, what if I told y'all that wasn't even Kenneka Jenkins' body on that gurney?
Oh my God, peoples. Then if it wasn't Kenneka Jenkins' body, then whose body was it? If that wasn't Kenneka Jenkins' body decomposed on the gurney, then whose body was it? I just want to ask the brother, you know, but let's listen in.
Hit the like button, y'all. Double tap the screen. We just start. What if I told y'all? What if I told y'all that when they came out, right? Shout out everybody that's coming up in here, man. Like, share, subscribe. Always remember, fear the fire and fear the flames. Check it out, right? What if I told y'all that body that allegedly supposed to be Kenneka body on that gurney that we keep seeing from that blurry ass footage that keep glitching every time we see it, it's something added, something taken away, something fucking moving and all this weird shit, right? So y'all expect me to believe that that body on that fucking table is real? Hit the like button. Let's make it make sense, y'all. Okay, because let me tell y'all something. That body that they claim, that camera that only has back view of that Pacific area in this makeshift morgue, but we don't have a view over there where that freezer is at though, right? Make it make sense, but we are. Anyway, y'all expect us to believe that that was Kenneka Jenkins' body on that motherfucking gurney, right? Now, Teresa Martin, you know motherfucking well that was not your daughter's body on that gurney. You know motherfucking well your daughter's body been gone. Not only had your daughter's body been gone, those pictures that they were showing us, y'all, those pictures was already taken. That shit been already done. The situation that went down, that they telling people that it went down, it did not happen that night.
Now, finally, he is speaking some truth that I can sit and literally agree with. Finally, he's getting somewhere, peoples, you know, because I'm kind of like, oh my God, I couldn't bear this any longer with him just consistently yada wada wababa, you know. But now he finally got my interest. So let's listen in, peoples.
Shout out everybody up in here. Kenneka Jenkins allegedly did not get murdered at that hotel. Now, check this out. Now, we about to get deep. No funny shit. Double tap the screen. Let's continue to get this informative information out. R.I.P. Kenneka, because that's fucked up how they did you, girl. R.I.P. Zach TV, because that's fucked up how they did you, bro. Alright? But you had a purpose here. Alright? And your purpose was fulfilled. No matter what other shit that you was doing in your life, the Most High put you here, Pacific, okay, for that situation right there. Right there. And his purpose was fulfilled. And with that being said, he laid the stones. He laid the stones, just like every prophet in the scriptures have done. Laid the stones for us to step the fuck up. Laid the stones for us to step the fuck up. Right? Now, let me take y'all back in time a little bit. Chicago. Shout out to Chicago, the whole city, everybody in and around that bitch. East, west, south, north, all the way to the center, epic center of that shit, right? Now we all know Chicago is one of the cities that is known for this huge underground tunnel system. Hit the like button, y'all. All right, let's go. Double tap the screen. Double tap the screen. We about to heat up. All right, right now, under the Chicago O'Hare Airport. Right now, under the Chicago O'Hare Airport, all right, is a major tunnel system being built right now, right? We all know that. But besides the major tunnel system that is being built under this airport, it has been known that these tunnels under the city of Chicago, all right, are used for so many things. Not only are they used for so many things, you could go all the way back to the early, in the mid 1800s, y'all, when they was using these tunnels for freights, cargo, even pedestrian tunnels. Hit the like button. You see, this is how they going to code it. Go do your strategic research. I'm about to wake y'all the fuck up. Because like I said, the shit that Zach TV had is the shit I'm presenting. You see, this is why Zach TV didn't know how to present it to everybody. He still was at shock. He still was at awe. He still was in disbelief of the things that he found out. Right? So if y'all go do your strategic research, y'all will see that these tunnels not only was used for freight, cargo, and so many other things, they also was used for pedestrian tunnels, y'all. All right, cold word for what? Hit the like button. Slavery, shackles and chains, fuck that. Take the shackles off my feet so I can praise. I just wanted to praise him. I just wanted to praise him. What? Take the shackles off my feet so I can dance. I just wanted to praise. I just wanted to praise. Right? So, they say these tunnels was used as pedestrian tunnels. Well, we all know, not only was they used for pedestrian tunnels, so everybody just was walking through these tunnels in the early 1800s, okay? Right now, just like everybody around the world, and in every major city, just walking over these bridges and walking over these tunnels, right? Who the fuck y'all think y'all talking to? We all know. Okay, we can go back to Wall Street as I strategically fuck y'all up. Where the slaves used to come in at on Wall Street.
Okay, peoples, we already know that there's tunnels in Chicago and things, but what does that have to do with Kenneka? He still hasn't proven anything. The only thing that he had said that sparked my interest is that all of this stuff did not happen on the day that they proclaimed it did. But talking about the tunnels and stuff like that and things, I mean, what does that have to do with Kenneka? It has absolutely nothing to do with Kenneka. And I'm still listening to what he's saying and stuff. Yeah, what he's saying is true. Yeah, I mean, you know, a lot of people was trafficked under the tunnels, and they're still doing it. I mean, you know, they had a tunnel from Mexico to the United States. That's how Escobar got out of the prison, through the tunnel and things. But again, what does that have to do with Kenneka? We understand the history about Chicago and all of the tunnels because Chicago has a lot of tunnels and things. Even California has a lot of tunnels. I mean, all of these states has tunnels and stuff, peoples. But again, what does that have to do with Kenneka? And what does that have to do with Zach? Because see, the one thing that this brother, with all of his ranting and raving and all of his antics and all of his so-called ghetto charisma and stuff, it ain't proven anything other than he's just only giving us a history as how things has come about out there in Chicago. That's all that he's doing. But other than that, you know, he still ain't tied anything other than just talking all of this nonsense that we have already known forever and a day that has nothing to do with this case. So again, brother, I mean, you know, we've already got the pictures, we already got the videos and stuff. You're saying that that's not Kenneka on the gurney. Well, if that's not Kenneka on the gurney, well then why don't you give us an alternative as to who do you think it is? Why don't you go ahead on a limb and why don't you go on record to say that that was some different girl and stuff? Well, I guess he's saying it without saying it. But if it's not Kenneka, well, then who is it? Now, I want him to go as far as saying that that's not Kenneka in the freezer. Well, if it's not Kenneka on the gurney and it's not Kenneka in the freezer, well, then who is it? And then he's saying that, well, look, they don't have dishwashing liquid. They don't have all of this stuff in the kitchen. No, they're not going to have none of that stuff because they are renovating it. So why would they have dishwashing liquid and soap and detergent and, all of these appliances and stuff when there is no appliances in there to be washed? I mean, people, you got to use your common sense and not listen to this hilarious and nefarious madness of what these people are saying. Do you understand what I'm saying? You don't sit here and listen to the madness, because it ain't nothing that he is saying right now that connects the tunnels to Kenneka, other than trying to give us a history lesson and trying to sit here and trying to use praise dances and the things that they sing in church and stuff, which ain't got nothing to do with this case. So help me to make it make sense, peoples.
See, I'm telling the story. I'm making this shit real vivid. I'm making it clearer. I'm making real life matters make real life sense as I strategically mold this whole shit together. Okay, we're gonna Rubik's Cube this shit today.
And you ain't doing nothing but just running your mouth. Okay? Your Rubik's Cube and your tunnels and all like this ain't making no sense to me. So I want you just get from the antics and get down to the point.
It's over with. Now, we could go back to Wall Street, where the slaves used to come up at in Wall Street. Hit the like button. What?
Does the ghetto nigga have a degree? Did he ever graduate from high school or elementary? Because, I mean, people, see, if that's how you guys do in Chicago, I feel sorry for you. You will never get a job here in California talking this Lily Lango type of hookah buka madness and things, and acting out like a fish out of ghetto water. I mean, even it's the fish out there drinking. It's the fish out there dancing on their fins or something, turning flips and things. I mean, if that's how you guys doing in the ghetto, oh my God, peoples, I do not want to go. No wonder they got you in the ghetto. No wonder they segregated your tails and things and stuff. Because, see, yo ebonics ain't good for the kids. It ain't good for kids growing up, because I dare a kid sit up here and start wiki-whacking at the mouth and stuff and start doing this type of madness like he's doing. What type of training do you guys teach these kids out there, peoples? I mean, is that how the ghetto is? Now I understand. You guys need to stay in the ghetto. You guys don't need to come out to city life or anywhere else and stuff with this type of attitude and things, type of lingo and stuff, because boy, they will laugh you out right out the city. They will send your tail back home to mama cooking hot water cornbread and collard greens and macaroni and cheese and all like that and stuff. You can't go in city life talking this madness and acting this way, people. I'm sorry, you just can't do it. You know, there's a place and time to be ghetto fabulous, and maybe you know he's right. He's right, because he's out in the middle of nowhere's land, and he's talking his madness to a phone. That's all. It ain't made no nothing. They ain't made no connections and stuff, and talking about the slavery and how this and that and Wall Street and stuff. But what is he saying, peoples? Wall Street ain't even acknowledging this madness. You know, see, people, this is a damn embarrassment to the black community. You know, you got ghetto fabulous people who's out in the middle of nowhere land talking a lot of BS and madness, walking around and stuff. Why, hey, the hell is wrong with me? Why am I even sitting here listening to this madness? Why am I even playing this guy's madness upon my life and taking my time, my precious time out to where I could be talking about something else to be listening to this bullshit? Because that's all that it is. What significance did he have made in this case other than he still haven't tied Kenneka to the tunnels? You know? And I'm trying to see where he's going, because if that's not Kenneka on the gurney, and he has yet to say that that's Kenneka in the freezer, well then, it's Kenneka, peoples, you know? And if that's not Kenneka, who is it? Who is it, peoples? Who is it if it's not Kenneka? It was Kenneka on the gurney, peoples. It was Kenneka on the gurney. Because if you go back to my live, I have literally shown you peoples. I've literally shown you. It was a tuft of hair that had curled up right in the forehead of Kenneka. And when the guy had took the body out of the freezer and laid it on the gurney, he lifted the head up. And when he lifted the head up, you seen the tuft of hair that was literally on the young lady's face. You seen the tuft of hair. And I pointed that out, peoples. And the same tuft of hair matches the young lady in the freezer. See, it's little intricate details like that, peoples, that tells you a lot. But you got these sucker type of ghetto fabulous men that wants to sit up here and holler at a phone and stuff and try to tell you, well, this and that and the other about Zach. But what is he saying? And then he's trying to tell you, oh yeah, well, the young lady that Zach had talked to was Teresa Martin. And screaming at the top of his lungs in the middle of nowhere. Why are we wasting our time sitting here listening to this ghetto madness? That's what I'm trying to figure out. But I promised the person who sent me this that I would go ahead and listen. And I thought that it would be a good idea to show the live exactly what this man is saying and stuff. I mean, it garnered 18,000 views. So is it 18,000 dummies that's watching that live? And maybe I may be a part of the one that's a part of it as well and stuff, because I'm sitting back taking my precious time out watching this madness, watching this guy do the hunka type of whatever he's doing out in ghetto land. I mean, peoples, if you're from the ghetto and that's how you act, stay your tail in the ghetto. You do not need to come outside the perimeter of your city limit, peoples. Because if that's how you Negroes act, you guys need to stay where you are. I'm serious. I'm serious, peoples. So you don't get embarrassed. So the people that you do that with and stuff can speak your language. But if you walk outside of that perimeter, peoples, you will get laughed at in things majorly. So you got to learn and you got to understand, peoples. Hey, you got to come better than that, because society as a whole, it is not going to tolerate this type of behavior, lingo, and madness. I'm just telling you, peoples. I'm just telling you for your own good. So you get mad at me as much as you want to. I don't really care. But at the end of the day, don't be stupid, peoples. Because what is it that he's saying? He hasn't really said anything other than he don't believe that Kenneka was there on the night of all of this stuff happening. On the night. I agree with that. That is the only validation that I can give accreditation to, because I don't believe it either. because none of the evidence that I have researched has ever came to that conclusion. But all of this screaming and hollering, fussing and fighting and feuding and doing all of this, whatever you call his mannerisms and stuff, is stupid to me, people. But see, I'm not from the ghetto. And so I can't relate to it, peoples. So you guys may be attracted to that madness, but it's just not me. I'm trying my best, peoples. I'm trying my best, but you know, okay, good. Yeah, let's see. All right, we're gonna go right here. Now let's see what he has to say, peoples.
Wi-Fi or not, okay? They fuck with me all the time. And I keep saying alleged. Everybody else say alleged. Everybody else say alleged. Everybody in the chat, drop alleged. Drop your A's in the chat.
I don't say alleged, peoples. I say what I say, and I stand by what I say. It ain't no reason for me to sit here and say alleged when what they gave is what they gave. And so if they're going to get mad at me for what they gave, well, then that's their problem. It ain't my problem. I'm only reciprocating to the people what they gave me. I'm only talking about what they gave me. So if anybody got a problem with what they gave me, well, then you stupid. Because you need to break down what they gave. It ain't what Edward Joseph is saying, peoples. I'm showing you what they said. It's what they said. It ain't what I'm saying. It's what they said, peoples. And I'm showing you what they said. So if you got a problem with Edward Joseph showing you what they said, well, then you stupid. You know, because what else are you going to go with? If I can't show you what they said, well, then what else do you have? It's crazy to me, peoples. And I don't see how this ghetto guy had got 18,000 views off of this madness. But wait a minute. There must be 18,000 ghetto people out there where he lives that wanted to hear what he had to say, because I can't see any real how can I put it without trying to offend you? Well, let me just offend you, peoples and stuff. You know, you guys have to be downright just ghetto fabulous. See, the thing is, people, and this is what I say. This is why I said for a lot of other people and stuff. How you are is the type of people who you attract. If you ghetto fabulous, well, ghetto fabulous people is going to watch you. If you educated people is going to watch you. If you're down to earth people is going to watch you. If you're stupid people is going to watch you. If you're dumb people is going to watch you. If you don't have nothing to offer and nothing to say, nothing to offer and nothing to say, people is going to watch you. So how you are, is how the people gravitate to you. And see, this is why the ghetto fabulous never comes and watch my lives and stuff, because I talk about them all the time. See, I'm just too smart. I'm just too meticulous. I'm just too educated. I'm just too poignant. I'm just too real. And they can't deal with a person like me. That's why I can't get 18,000 views, because I don't have 18,000 fools. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so if that's calling them a fool, well, then, hey, it is what it is. Because the apples don't fall too far from the tree, peoples. And when the apples drop off the tree, the apples is ripe. But then after a while, if the apple is not being used, it withers away, peoples. And so that's what I say in this case. The apple had already failed. The apple has already failed. And so now I'm trying to see what goodness can this apple yield. Because so far, peoples, it is just BS and nonsense is what I'm saying. And so it's a lot of rotten apples out there, 18,000's worth, that is just, you know, yeah. I'm just going to say it. You stupid. 18,000 stupid apples watching this apple roll around and scream and holler into a phone and ain't brought no validity out of the stupidity that he's saying. Case in point, peoples. I'm glad that I don't have 18,000 stupid people watch me. I'd rather have a couple of few that is educated to watch me than a whole jungle of stupid people or ghetto fabulous people. Because again, he hasn't really said anything, peoples, other than screaming and hollering and doing his little robotic dance and things. Maybe that's just how the ghetto talks and stuff. Well, I'm not from the ghetto, so I can't relate to this, his mannerisms and his way of thinking and his way of speaking, peoples. I mean that's see, he can't go to city and sit down and talk like that. They've been to arrest him and throw him in jail and say that you are a menace to yourself and you are a menace to society. How dare you spew that madness in public? They were putting him in the mental asylum ward and deemed him crazy, sitting around here screaming on the phone, talking about a case that he pretty much, in my view, don't have no clue about. Because again, I've sat here, how long I've been live? I've been live an hour and 22 minutes, but a good portion of that is sitting here watching this joker scream and holler. He's just like Mocha, the joker, that Noda, Nata, any finger. You understand, Mina? Weena? You know what I'm saying? And I tell you, they have tunnels in Chicago. And hit that like button, peoples. And Kenneka wasn't on the gurney. Now hit that like button again, peoples. And that wasn't Kenneka. And hit that like button again, peoples. We're dropping gems. Boy, peoples, if I ever did a live talking this lily type of madness, you guys won't even come back to watch me. Y'all would say Ever Joseph has lost his everlasting mind. But see, no, peoples, I didn't lose my everlasting mind. I'm just trying to educate you upon some madness that you're listening to. Now, this is how you live, and this is how you speak. Well, damn, more power to you. Stay in your little bubble, stay in your little hubble, and do what you do. You know, because I tell you one thing, you're never making in life, you're never making a corporate office, you'll never make it having a good job with this type of attitude and this type of charisma, or however you want to put it in things. It's just not going to work, peoples. You will stay in a ghetto bubble. And I feel sorry for the people of the ghetto, because if this is how you guys are training your kids to be in things, you guys are stupid. I understand, yeah, you know, the streets is hard, and you guys say, well, you're not from the ghetto, so you don't understand. I thank God that the Lord did not put me in the ghetto, because I do not want to think this way, speak this way, act this way, be this way, feel this way, look this way. And if you guys are offended, oh, so what? I don't care. I don't care. I know people from the ghetto, but they're not to this extreme like this. Now I know I can get hypey a little bit and stuff, but people's, oh my God, there is some intelligence and intellect in the things that I say and the things that I do. This is what keeps you guys coming back. But if I was to sit up here and talk like this man and stuff and not show anything, people's, boy, you guys would say Edward Joseph lost his beloved mind. What in the world has gotten into him? That's just not me, peoples. I'm just a realist. You like it or not, I don't care. I don't care if you're leaving right now, and that's fine. You'll be back. But again, you know, you guys can gravitate to all of these naysayers and all of these crazy people. And I'm not saying I'm all that in a cup of tea, but I do got some sense, peoples. That I do. You know, I do have some sense, and I'm very happy in the way that I present things and stuff. You know, I truly am. I'm happy with myself. You know, I need to pat myself on the back and shake my own hand in things because I know my worth. I know what I do. And I know what I do and what I say and stuff. It does make a lot of sense. And I've shown you my receipts and things. And see, you know, that's good. But see, people who don't have the same intellect as I do gets inferior. That's why they don't want to watch my lines, because they don't want me to debunk them. They don't want me to tell them and show them that the madness that they've been speaking for all of this time is not actual, factual, true. It's a figmentation of your imagination. You don't have a leg to stand upon, and you cannot challenge me. And that's it. And see, they can talk all of the madness that they want, but again, peoples, they will never come to my live to challenge me because they don't know what the hell they're talking about. And when I am trying to show you from what they gave, I'm just taking a roll out of TM's playbook, peoples, because she got the higher in the fire. But she's a liar. Do you understand, people? See, I don't have to go to the extreme to try to prove a point to anybody. I tried to tell anybody anything or show anybody anything, people. I don't have to go to that extreme. All I have to do is just show you what they said. That's it. And it just talk about what they said. And just try to make sense out of what they said. Is that all right, peoples? Now, I'll fast forward this a little bit. I'm just trying to see what his point is, because I can't take it no more, peoples. I've spent way too much time, way too much effort in trying to get an understanding as to this madness of what he's speaking. And he still hasn't validated anything. And and you know, I have to give this man a biscotti, because I mean, at least he knows a little bit about some history. You know, I got to give him a little bit of credit. He at least knows a little bit about his city and what happened in his city and things, you know. I don't know. Is it his day off? What? Does he work? Is it his day off? I mean, you know, he seems to be dressed nice and things and stuff. Seems to be well manicured and things. But what he's saying, it ain't making no sense to me. So go figure, peoples. Let's listen in.
Hey! But the crazy thing about it, we can't say A when it comes to the underground tunnels. We can't say A because that's a real fact. That's the truth, right? We can't say A to that motherfucking freight elevator that's going down to the motherfucking tunnels that's going straight to the what? O'Hara Airport. And where is the O'Hara Airport? How far is it from the Crown Plaza, y'all? Hit the like button as I strategically fuck y'all up. Let's go. wait a minute, Mr. This the jam, yep. Put your hands up and just wait, hey, say, hey, wait a minute, Mr. Post, this the jam, yep. Put your hands up and just wave, wait. What? Let's.
Yeah, you got to be stupid, people. You really do. I'm sorry, folks from the ghetto and stuff. I mean, if this is how you guys are acting on a daily basis and stuff, you guys are sad. Really is. You guys are sad, and you guys need to get you some education so you can have some numeration, so you can come in elevation, and then you can have your proclamation. But if you're going to sit around here and do this type of madness that this boy is doing right here and things, hey, 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 get your hands up, get your hands up, put your hands down, sit down to the ground. Hey, hey. Now, if this is how you guys spend your time listening to the AAA peoples, well, you've already got a FFF. You've already flunked the course, peoples. You've already, you couldn't pass. What is it that he has said that would have garnered all of our attention for all of this time, peoples? What is it? Because he has a catchy title and things and stuff, but I'm still trying to figure out, how does Kenneka Jenkins' case equate with this madness of what he is speaking, peoples? It doesn't make no sense to me. You know what I mean? And if you say that it makes sense to you, well, then you stupid, because he ain't said nothing. What is it that he said? He hasn't said anything, peoples, of substance. Hey. Well, at least Teresa Martin, even with her lack of intellect, she was able to get on a radio station and speak her piece. They wouldn't let this man near a mic. They wouldn't do it, people, at all. Let's listen in.
Let's go, y'all. Double tap the screen. Double tap the screen. This something different right here.
You are absolutely right. It is something different. It is something I have never, ever in my whole entire life seen, peoples. This is some crazy madness. You know, I feel like I'm dumbing myself down by listening to this madness, peoples, because, again, it ain't nothing that he had said that validated anything that he said. Other than, hey, get your hands up, get your hands up. All right, I surrender. I surrender all to Jesus. I surrender all to him. I freely give. This man ain't making no sense to me. So I just said, man, you need to chill. He needs to chill, peoples. But I give up. I surrender. I'm throwing my hands up. I'm waving a white flag, peoples. I'm waving a white flag. Hey, you can have it. You can have it, brother, because a brother from a different mother, because my mama never raised no fool. I don't walk around in the middle of nowhere land talking about AAA and about the Kenneka Jenkins case. But I got to hand it to him, people. So I am impressed that this man was able to garner 18,000 fools that never went to school. that drives a mule. Let's listen, peoples. Let's go.
They ain't ready for this. They ain't ready for this. They ain't ready for this. Like I said, hey, say, Zach TV knew. Zach TV knew. Jedediah. Jedediah. Jedediah, 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 Hey, Job man, why don't you come out and tell everybody what Zach TV showed you on his laptop? Since you want to run your motherfucking mouth, you shouldn't be talking about nothing else. Okay? Because, like I said, y'all, right after Zach TV, and bro, I'm going to bust all the grapes in this fruit fight. Trust me, I'm going to bust all the grapes my motherfucking self. Straight up, like I said, a lot of people is going to have a hard time processing this. All right? We going to get reports, false strikes, everything. Check this out. Don't y'all know, as I strategically break this down, and it's all documented, but they started hitting everybody with so much shit, like I said all the time. They don't allow us to process it. They don't allow us to focus on what's going on. They continue to right after Zach TV showed Jedediah what was on that laptop, y'all. Didn't Zach TV house getting broken into? Hit the like button. Didn't Zach TV house get broken into? Yes or no? Yes or no? Mind you, T Streets, that's his right-hand man. You know he showed him first, right? But it was soon after he showed Jedediah. That's when motherfuckers broke in Zach's house, took all his laptops, took all his hard drives. Not only that, the town that Zach TV was living in, the police was following Zach, pulling him over. Zach went live. It's still documented. He went live when the police pulled him over. The police said, yeah, I know who you are. I know who you is. I just was checking on you, checking up on you. One of the creepiest pullovers ever. Am I lying or not? Right? Am I lying or not? Right? Y'all can go do y'all research on this, right? You see, motherfuckers don't like the truth. You see, we gonna filter all the trolls up out of here like we do. Okay? And we gonna get the real motherfuckers in here. Because like I said, Zach TV went live, documenting everything. The pullovers, them breaking into his house, all the phone calls he was getting from Teresa, phone calls he was getting from weird dudes that sound like fucking warlocks and shit like that. Yeah, I'm just keeping it real, bro. All right? So, it was right after Zach showed that footage to Jedediah on that laptop. This is when everything spent down for Zach. Right after the footage. Everybody think it's the interview, Irene. If it was the interview, it would have been pop, 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 boom, boom, over with Ben. As soon as that footage was shown to Jedediah, his house got broken into, all his equipment. As I strategically break this down, check this out, y'all. Zach even offered a reward to whoever broke into his house. Don't you know where he lived at had cameras and all that shit? And they claimed that the cameras wasn't working that day when they Broke into his house, hit the like button, strategic drop. Zach don't know if they came through the window or the door, but Zach lived on an upper floor, so they had to come through the what? Door. Strategic drop. And not only Zach went live immediately, like, yo, made a police report. And check this out, y'all, as I strategically fuck y'all up, it gets creepier. Like a movie, it gets creepier. Check this out. The same when Zach TV had to make the police report, for his missing shit, guess who showed up at his house? The same cop that pulled him over. Hit the like button, strategic drop! Ah! Ah! Let's go! Motherfuckers, let's go, bitch! Let's go, bitch! You thought we ain't know? Huh? You no good motherfuckers! The same fucking cop that pulled Zach TV over. It's the same cop that showed up at his house when Zach made the complaint. The police, when they pulled him over, they already knew his shit was gone. Hit the like button. Strategic drop! Ah! Motherfuckers! Ah! What? 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 Double tap the screen. Double tap the screen. Fire starters. Let's go. Let's go. I got you. I got you, Zach. I got you, bro. Let's go. Double tap the screen, y'all. Drop y'all fire TVs in the chat.
Okay, so peoples, everybody understood that and knew that. What is so different about that? Everybody knew that. Even Casey Cloy Overa Sanchez Medina had told you that the officers treated this case as if it was nothing because the officers was involved. The officers was involved. Zach had nosed himself into something that, you know, he had no control over and stuff, because now you're messing with the white man's money and you're messing with the white man's reputation. And so, yeah, they sent out warnings. They sent out warnings to Zach. They told Zach, you know, fall back and stuff. He even told you that himself. Fall back. He got weird phone calls. Well, I was talking about this case. I got weird phone calls. I was talking about this case. I had poison sent to my house. I was talking about this case. They didn't send Trojan horses to my computer. I've been talking about this case. They sent the post and burnt up my search protector. And I've shown you all of that. But I'm still here. I didn't stop talking about the case, you know, but see, after they then did all of what they did, they found out that, you know, Blue stands by my side as well. And so it was only so much that they can do because I'm protected. And so all of the strange phone calls and all of the this and that and the other is ceased. Do you understand what I'm saying? So Zach may not have the protections, but I did. But see, the thing is, these people are stupid, because don't think for one moment that Zach did not have a backup to a backup. Don't think that the people, the powers that be, the people who Zach was working with and stuff, didn't have a copy. Zach wasn't stupid. And then this is the point that I'm trying to make to the people. You know, the people who have the original content is scared to death. Because if anything gets out as far as what had transpired, they will expire. That's the same thing with the Jeffrey Epstein's case. You know, they got President T in office to protect the files. But once he's out of office, well, then all of that protection goes away. And then all of those people will be brought to justice. Because the Bible tells us that, peoples. The Bible tells us, be not deceived, for God is not mocked. Whatso a man soweth, that shall he also reap. So all of that madness that Jeffrey Epstein and his cohorts had did to all of these unsuspecting victims and things, they're going to have to pay the piper. And the piper is going to start blowing his flute. And see, they may have the protections now, but give it a couple more years, people. It's going to be all over with. And then you're going to start seeing heads roll one after another after another. That's why they're doing all of this other stuff over in Venezuela and all of these other places and things and stuff, because see, they need the money. You know, and that's another case. I'm not going to get into that now. I'm going to talk about the Venezuela incident and things. And so all of you who wants to join in and chime in and stuff, you're more than welcome and things. But yeah, it's very interesting, people, that the United States is doing all of this stuff too. The land of the supposed freedom of speech and freedom of expression. But freedom of aggression, really, peoples? Do we have the right to go into other people's backyard, whether we like their politics or not, and go and blast up people and take people and stuff? I mean, we got people in our own neighborhood that is selling drugs and just killing the minds of our people. And they're talking about, well, we only do it because we can't get a job. Well, I see why you can't get a job, because you're acting ghetto fabulous just like this brother. So you'll never get a job. You'll never have a good job to take care of your family. So now you do the next best thing and you go and you proliferate all of this madness within your own community and keeping everybody just like you, a fool that never went to school, that only drives a mule. And you use the drugs as fuel. And talking about that you got to eat. But you're destroying someone else's child. And then when it comes down to yours, oh, well, you don't want nobody to say nothing to your child. But yet you're destroying someone else's child with that madness that you're perpetrating. You're sad. All of you drug dealers and things just feasting upon these drug users. But see, God has a mighty, mighty plan for you. He has a place exactly for you, for where you're running around destroying his people. Well, it's just a matter of time, peoples. That's why the peoples get shot up every single day. Over here in Oakland, they said that there were 6 people that got shot and killed on New Year's night. And I said, that is really sad, peoples. That's why I didn't even go out, because I didn't want to get hit by no stray bullet. You know, people are just doing strange stuff and things. There's 2 times out of a year, peoples, that if people got enemies, they better stay in the house. That is New Year's Day, New Year's Eve, leading into New Year's, and Halloween. Oh, no. And the 4th of July. It's 3 days. I'm sorry. 3 days. 3 days that if you got enemies, you better stay in the house because people be out pawpawing and people be thinking that that is a celebration. But yeah, they're celebrating, all right. They're celebrating getting you out of here. You people better learn to stay off the streets. You people better learn to stay out of people's business. You people better learn that you better check the company that you keep because not everybody is your friend. You people better learn that we're living in the last days, peoples, and that all of this madness is just running rampant. The devil is running around seeking to whom he can devour. And if you're not prayed up and if you don't stay up, peoples, you're going to be consumed. But see, children of God ain't got to worry about that madness because see, one, they don't be and they don't put themselves in harm's way. All of that stuff doesn't interest them. You see what I'm saying? See, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs, I don't hang out at the clubs and the bars. I don't have to go and try to celebrate at a nightclub and do all of that type of stuff. And I'm not saying that that's the only place to where all of this stuff happens and stuff, but again, I don't put myself in harm's way. Some of you people, you guys live for that. That's your life and things. You drive drunk, you drive erratic, you do stupid stuff. You're into gangs, you're selling drugs, and you're smoking weed, and you're doing all of this crazy madness and things. And so all of that is a mind-altering chemical. And the Lord frowns upon that because he said, let this mind be in you, which is also in Christ Jesus. But if you got that clogged up with all of this madness, well, then the mind of Christ can't be in you, peoples. You can't think straight. And the Lord can't communicate with a clouded mind. And so this is why many of you suffer the things that you do. It ain't nobody else. And you can blame it on everybody else, but it is your actions, peoples, that is causing a reaction in your life. And by doing that, peoples, God is just only allowing you to get what you chose for yourself. Instead of leaving it all in his hands, you chose to keep it in yours. And so this is why many of you go through what you go through. And it's sad, people. It's sad. It's really sad. It's sad. Just really sad. But it's just the way that it is, peoples.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Zach, right? Yo. What's the chances of this now? The same cop that pulled Zach TV over is the same police that showed up at his house to make the report, y'all. Hit the like button. Huh? 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 Right after he showed Jedediah this footage. Police pull him over. They break into his house. They break into his house, y'all. Take all his hard drives. Why they take all his hard drives? Because they want to see what else he had. Why they take all his laptops? Because they want to see what else he had. Right? Right? How they know he had it? How he know he had it? Because, like I said, Zach was been going live telling people the things that he knew. Wasn't saying everything, just throwing shit out there. You heard? He just was throwing shit out there. You see what I'm saying? So if they felt as though that he had some shit and was, if they felt as though he had some shit and they was very sure of it, okay, they would have went and broke into his house when he was in New York City doing the live. Zach was in New York City for like a day or two, going live inside the hotel room, and he was scared in that hotel. He said he felt as though that people in that hotel was following him and listening to him all the way up in New York City. This is when he had the Chicago Cubs fitted on in the hotel room talking. He was in New York City when he did that. You see, so why they ain't break into his house when he was in New York City? No. They broke in the man's house when he was in the city, his own city. That part. They broke in the man's house and took his shit, and they was comfortable. You know why? Because they knew where he was at, what he was doing, how he was doing it, and the way that he was doing it. As I strategically bring mode to this shit, because I told y'all Zach TV was being stalked and hawked and walked, literally, okay? Days leading up to his death. Phone calls, pullovers, they breaking in the house, and like I said, yo, at the apartment complex, y'all, at this apartment complex, they said the cameras wasn't working at the time. They said the cameras stopped working. No footage. Don't y'all know, to this day, Zach TV, as I strategically, I'm about to fuck y'all up. Zach TV equipment has never been found, has it? Yes, it has. Hit the like button. Allegedly, the equipment that got stolen out of Zach's house, it never was recovered, was it? Now, what if I told you it was recovered? What if I told y'all all his shit has been intercepted? And what I mean by intercepted, all right? Who's still running Zach TV channel right now? Hit the like button. Strategic drop. Somebody's been running Zach TV channel since he's been dead. The last post was 8 months ago. All that shit that's being posted on his channel is from his hard drives. Hit the like button. Strategic drop, bitch! Go do the research! Go do the research! Go do the research right now on Zach TV channel. Right now. Motherfuckers was posting on his channel all the way since he died. The last post was 8 months ago. All that content that's being posted on the channel since he been dead for 7 years is coming from his hard drives and laptop, y'all. Shit that he never dropped. Hit the like button. Strategic drop. Huh?
Okay, so if it's a strategic drop and the people don't have a problem in dropping all of the video footage, well then why isn't it that they haven't dropped the original video footage of what happened to Kenneka? If it's all a strategic drop, who cares about what they're dropping 8 months ago or 8 years ago or whatever the case may be in things? The bottom line is, is that people are not stupid. Anybody can be up on his channel and drop any videos and stuff, but is the videos of a significant nature? Because the people who has Zach's information or has a copy of Zach information, they know not to go ahead and post that shit out unless they are ready to die. Period. They're not stupid, peoples. So just because people are posting on Zach's channel and stuff doesn't mean anything. If there's anything of significance and stuff, do you not know that these hawks out here in the Kenneka Jenkins world would have literally swooped that stuff up and have made live after live after live talking about that? So what is this nigga talking about, peoples? It ain't nothing but clout, status, screaming and hollering for a whole goddamn 2 hours of madness. 2 hours of what, peoples? What is it that this boy have literally said that we in the community didn't already know? We know that, peoples, but it ain't nothing of significance. And this is the point that I'm trying to get across to many of you who look at Mr. Fly by Night, flying a kite, ain't talking right, and with all of his hype. Do you understand what I'm saying, peoples? This is some crazy madness right here. All we hear is just this guy screaming out, hollering. And maybe, you know, maybe I need to do that. Maybe I need to go out to some type of field and stuff, act ghetto, get on live, and do like him, screaming out, hollering, and turning flips and stuff. And nah, 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 hey, hey, oh, goodbye. You know, something like that and stuff. And maybe I get probably 100 views. You know, I doubt it if I get 1,000. Maybe I could probably get 1,000,000 views. They see Edward Joseph out there acting fools like that. Shit, man, I would just bust the internet clean. Y'all see Edward Joseph out there? Y'all see what he's doing? The hell's going on with him? Has he lost his mind? That'd be the first thing that that will come out of many of you guys' mouth. What the hell is wrong with Edward Joseph? No, people, I can't go down like that. I'm sorry. I can't go down like that. I'm sorry. Not me. You maybe, but not me. Let's go.
Huh? Huh? Are you not entertained? Shout out Angela. What's up, baby? Shout out that dog, baby. Are you not entertained? Huh? So, I got evidence, and it's all on YouTube. It's documented. Zach TV mother claimed that she don't own the channel. She don't know who got the channel. None of that. So if she don't know who got the channel, she don't know who owns the channel, then who got it? Who is still posting Zach TV's content and who is getting paid off of it because it's still monetized. And like I said, all the content, okay, that has been being uploaded to Zach TV's YouTube page, official YouTube page. All right, it's all the shit that's came from his hard drives when his equipment got stolen, y'all. So who doing it? Hit the like button. Somebody got it. You see? Motherfuckers tell on they self. They tell on they self. All right? They tell on they self. We make real life matters make real life sense, right? Go look at Zach TV page for yourself. Somebody is running the page. Somebody's getting paid. All right? And how can they run the page and get paid without the Zach TV content? All his content is branded, stamped, logos. Everything is his. Because it was already done already. It was already in his hard drives. It was already in his laptops.
And then what I say is simply this, peoples. What significance did it make? What difference does it make that somebody is running his channel and posting videos and things Is the videos worth even seeing? Is the videos of anything of substance? Is it that he has literally broken the code in the Kenneka Jenkins case? Has he understood and broken the mystery, peoples? Do he know what happened to Kenneka? These are the questions that I have, peoples, that he can't even explain. I said he can't even explain, peoples, other than hooping and hollering like he's gone stone mad and things and hopping up and down like a kangaroo. Who cares about what they're posting up on Zach TV? I'm sure that the people who he had videotaped love to see themselves and stuff. You know, but who cares? I'm sure that his mother had better things to do than to sit here and worry about this madness that Zach was into. Who cares? She don't have to try to make a living off of Zach's lives and things. Peoples, that's why she worked. That's why she made a living for herself. Because she didn't have to worry about her son's content to get her by. Do you understand what I'm saying, peoples? So you people, boy, you guys are just you guys are something. You guys are really something, peoples, because I just don't understand for the likes of me. What is it that this guy is saying? He still hasn't said anything, peoples. He hasn't said anything of substance other than what we already knew all of this time. Let's listen in, peoples. Let's go.
So what's really going on here? What's really going on here? Huh? Not only that, let me tell you why T Streets got knocked down. That wasn't no Zach TV retaliation. They made it think that it was a Zach TV retaliation. That wasn't no Zach TV retaliation. That was an if, and maybe retaliation, okay? If this motherfucker or maybe have copies of these footages, if he might got other shit on other hard drives, because we know T Streets was Zach TV right-hand man when it came to Zach TV's brand and that channel, right? Right? Hit the like button, strategic drop, one of the best to do this, right? Right? But you see, the thing is, T Streets was in too deep. T Streets was in too deep. All right? Everything Zach TV knew, T Streets knew. Everything. Everything Zach TV had, T Streets had. He had copies of all everything. If anything was to ever happen to Zach, as I strategically fuck y'all up, y'all know Zach left the platform to T Streets, right? 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 You know that, right? When Zach died, T Streets was in charge of Zach TV platform and all his content. T Streets had hard drives and backup copies of everything Zach made. T Streets had a copy of everything, allegedly. Right? Right? Shout out everybody up in here. Right? Was T Streets the right-hand man for Zach TV and his platform or not? Yes, he was. So if, for example, if it's me and a right-hand man and we got a platform, even though it's branded one way, but this person is behind the scenes, something happened to one person, who would the platform be left to? The right-hand man, the second in charge, the same right hand, the second in charge that was second in charge when the man first in charge was here. Now that the first in charge is not here no more, the second man in charge steps up, right? Real life matters make real life sense, right? You see, they couldn't have that. They couldn't have that. This is why T Streets had to go, all right? All right, and like I said, man, it's so much deeper and darker to this situation when T Streets was going live from the police station. He thought that was going to save him in a way. You see, it ain't save him at all, right? Still wind up getting what? Knocked down. And what people don't know is the night Zach TV got knocked down, yo, okay? Check this out. Not only was it somebody from the apartment complex with a camera, with the overhead view, okay? It was a drone also following Zach TV. If y'all go to the footage, it's 2 footages out from 2 different angles. One from the angle from the apartment building and one from the overhead directly over Zach and them. All right? And there's no buildings, no windows up there where this camera footage is being taken from. You see what I'm saying? You can tell that it's being hovered. All right, and I showed everybody this. I showed everybody this when I was breaking this down on my platform a couple years ago. All right? So, that shit with Zach is not how it happened. Just like that shit with Kenneka is not how it happened. You see what I'm saying? The actual real shit that happened to Zach, why we don't know yet. The actual real shit that happened to Kenneka, why we don't know yet. Because like I said, when I first started this platform and this live today, all right, these situations is basically one and the same. It's impossible to mention one without the other. Somebody could be randomly talking about Zach TV and what he been doing and just be like, yeah, man, that Kenneka stuff. You see what I'm saying? Or somebody could be randomly talking about Kenneka, all right? And boom, like, yeah, yo, remember that YouTuber Zach? He was really covering it, yeah. Right, so like I said, it's impossible to mention one without mentioning the other, all right? Shout out everybody that's coming up in here, man. Like, share, subscribe, man. I appreciate all the support, man, as I get ready to fire up this situation, man. I believe I'm going to bring multiple parts to this situation here, all right, because it's a lot that's going on with this situation, and I feel as though, you know what I mean, this Kenneka shit, it has a real big following, and no, I'm not trying to do it for the following, I'm just trying to do it for the truth, and I know that her massive following and people that really support her, all right, have been screwed around, they've been robbed out of their money, they've been robbed out of their emotions, they've been robbed out of their time, and they've been robbed out of the truth. So with that being said, I'm just here to try to bring some real life matters that make real life sense to this whole situation. All right? That's it, and that's all. And everything I am saying on this live today is alleged, okay? And a lot of things that I said on this live today, you can actually go do research on, okay, far as these underground tunnels, far as the situation with Zach, the police officer, everything that I was incorporating today with the footage, everything that I was talking about far as his house had got broken into and who knew, who didn't know, and the alleged situation that's going on with Teresa and how she played a major part in this, because now it's so obvious, right? We all knew that she played a major part in it. Now she's basically telling on herself. Came out there and just told everybody boldly, like, yeah, I signed my daughter's life away. They put a gun to my head and said, yeah, I'm going to cut you open, take your shit out your body too, allegedly, if you say anything, right? Right? Right. And also, like I said, all this shit was allegedly orchestrated. You got everybody in their emotions about Kenneka. Now, when I mean by orchestrated, allegedly, okay, the narrative orchestrated, all right? They said situation happened with Kenneka. You got everybody reaching out around the world. They feeling sad, blah, 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 that. Then you got Teresa coming out. She acting like she all sad and blah, 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 that. And then people find out that what? Allegedly, she got cancer, right? Now, let me tell y'all something, man. All right? I'm hearing from reliable resources. Like I said, this was all a play on the masses. A lot of people done got robbed, stirred around, all right? Bamboozled, literally. And she came back trying to bamboozle y'all again, thinking y'all gonna feel sorry for her, all right? And support her bullshit that she just came out and said. Now, I'm hearing that she never had cancer, all right? She never had cancer, all right? Not only have she never had cancer, she never told no one the type of cancer, all right? I'm just pointing out a few things. She never told nobody the type of cancer. Not only that, man, you can do the research, all right? She's supposed to be a cancer survivor, right? Now, like I said, shout out all my cancer survivors and everybody that's kicking ass and still kicking that disease ass. I got family that's kicking that disease ass. I got family that done kick that disease ass and still kicking that disease ass. So I feel comfortable saying what I'm saying because there ain't nothing to be fucking played with. Alright? So with that being said, she's supposed, all right, to be a cancer survivor, right? Now, it's multiple videos going around on YouTube about how Teresa hasn't, like, actually, how can I say this? Actually prove that she had this disease. Not only that, like I said, she was putting these chemicals in her hair at the time when this disease was supposed to have been, you know what I mean, at an all-time high going through her body, right? They say on YouTube, multiple cancer survivors is documented. YouTube videos everywhere talking about Teresa and how they said Teresa ain't got no cancer. She ain't no cancer survivor. If she was a cancer survivor, you would see like the pins and all the honorable rewards and all that they give you when you beat cancer and go through this process. And the woman was showing all her awards and certificates and all her ribbons and all that shit. All right, and she was like, Teresa ain't show shit. All right, Teresa ain't show shit. She said out of all that money that motherfuckers was sending her, supporting that, at least the people deserve to see that. All right, at least the people deserve to see that. And this woman was showing all her stuff. I'm just keeping it real. Teresa, you was talking about everything else, right? Right? You added all that into it, right? You added all the other celebratory moments in it, right? So why you ain't add that celebratory moment into it and show everybody? Because I'm not the only one that done said this. I'm not the only one. So many other people done said that she ain't got cancer and never had cancer. All right? So, I don't know. But one thing for sure, two things for damn sure, three things for damn sure, and for certain, is she lied about her fucking daughter. She lied about her cancer. Who don't like it? Who don't like it? Everybody can leave. You know why? Because y'all don't make real life matters make real life sense. Shout out to everybody that's rocking with me on this sensitive subject right now. If she lied about what happened to her fucking daughter, you think she won't lie about her disease? That part. I don't give a fuck who don't like it. I don't give a fuck who don't like it. I'm the only one that's gonna stand up and say the shit that need to be said instead of having all my shit all tucked in. Now stop. Motherfuckers got their life took. Y'all bugging up here. Fuck y'all talking about? And she lied to the world about what happened to her daughter. You think she ain't gonna lie about cancer? Like, yo, y'all bugged out. Y'all bugged out. And like I said, I feel comfortable saying what I'm saying because I got family that's still kicking cancer ass. I got family that done kick cancer's ass. And it ain't nothing to play with. It ain't nothing to fuck around with. It ain't nothing to wish upon on nobody. And if you lie about your fucking daughter, if you lied about what the people did to your daughter and how they did it to your daughter and the way they did it to your daughter and the time they did it to your daughter and the day they did it to your daughter, you'll lie about the motherfucking disease you claim you got too. So I don't believe shit you ever said. Straight like that. Straight like that. Shout out everybody up in here. All right? I appreciate y'all. Lies on top of lies. 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 All right? They know. They know. Kenneka never went in that kitchen. She never went in that freezer. She never lost her life in that freezer. Right, Teresa? You know that, right? You do know that. What else you lie about? You know your daughter's body wasn't in that freezer? You know your daughter's body wasn't on that gurney? Right? You know when you came running out that room, all right, that wasn't your daughter's body on that fucking stretcher? Stop. Stop the shit. Everybody know this. Or do they? Well, they will now. Alright? Motherfuckers know what's going on. And like I said, man, as I strategically fuck y'all up, I done dropped so many gems today. Now, this Crown Plaza, and we gonna hit up out of here. I'm gonna leave y'all on a cliffhanger. Watch this shit. Strategic mode. Strategic mode, y'all. All right? Y'all clear the lane. I'm coming through, y'all. I'm coming through, y'all. I'm coming through. I'm coming, y'all. I'm coming. Yo, check this out, right? Have y'all paid attention as I strategically fuck y'all up? This Crown Plaza is supposed to be the epic center for organ trafficking, allegedly. Hit the like button, strategic drop. Right? Now, if y'all do y'all research, check out all the spots that done got raided for all these body parts in Chicago, bro. Check it out. Do your research. It's been going on. Even around the time the situation happened with Kenneka, they was running down in places that had freezers full of body parts, organs, heads, eyeballs, arms, man, you name it. Now, allegedly,
So, peoples, again, what has this man clearly stated to us that we didn't already know? I have already made lives about this and talked about all of the human organ donation places in Chicago, because Chicago is the mecca for organ donations and stuff. So what is it that this man had literally said to you and to me and to everybody here that we didn't already know? So he ain't dropping no bombshells, peoples. It ain't nothing new under the sun. I've already talked about this many times over. So what? You guys going to believe a hypey guy who's going to hop around like a kangaroo and stuff ain't shown nothing, only just regurgitating the various things that has been talked about forever and a day. And you guys are acting like, well, this is something brand new. What is so brand new about it? What gems has he brought? He still hasn't connected Kenneka to the tunnels in Chicago. He is literally sitting here telling you that that is not Kenneka on the gurney or in the freezer. That is the most stupidest thing that I have ever heard. Because peoples, if the young lady is not Kenneka in the freezer, well, who in the hell is it? I hear people all the time, oh, that's not Kenneka, that's not Kenneka. Well, if it's not Kenneka, who is it? Who is it? Y'all run your miles a mile per hour and you don't know shit. If Kenneka is not in the freezer, well, then who in the hell is it? This is exactly why I don't entertain stupid people.
The Crown Plaza is one of the epic centers for this situation when it comes to the organs, y'all, okay? And what I mean by an epic center, all right, meaning this shit, types of shit allegedly goes on every day there. This type of shit is a norm at this Crown Plaza. Know that, right? Now, not only is this type of situation a norm at this Crown Plaza, y'all, because allegedly, all right, like I said, these tunnels up under the Crown Plaza connects to major businesses, corporations, all right, and skyscrapers and other unknown locations, including the airport, where these underground tunnels connect through freight elevators. Do your research on the freight, everything that was coming through Chicago, and how all these shits are connected. And I show everybody the freight elevator.
People, that is nothing new. Anybody from Chicago knows all of that. A lot of people from who's not from Chicago, they come to understand all of that. So again, people, it ain't nothing that this brother is saying that the people haven't already understood. If anybody has been watching my lives for any length of time and stuff, well, then I have already talked about all of this. So it ain't nothing new, peoples. Again, instead of running his mouth for almost 3 hours, tell us what happened to Kenneka. He still haven't told us what happened to Kenneka. The only thing that he said is, oh, well, that's not Kenneka on the gurney. And that's not Kenneka in the freezer. Well, peoples, if Kenneka wasn't on the gurney and Kenneka wasn't in the freezer, then who in the hell is it? Because see, the thing is, peoples, one of two things has to happen. Either you agree with my narrative or you disagree with my narrative. Because the bottom line is, if that's not Kenneka on the gurney, are in the kitchen, well, then you are agreeing with me that there was several girls who played Kenneka. And if that's not Kenneka, well, then who is the girl in the freezer? Since you guys know so damn much, who is the girl in the freezer? You can't even explain that. So how are you going to sit here and tell Edward Joseph that that is not Kenneka in the freezer, and you can't even explain who it is? This is why I call many of you stupid. Because you guys run at the mouth 24/7 and you can't show shit. You can't show shit, peoples. You run at the mouth 24/7, 24/7, 24/7. And you can't show shit. That's amazing to me, peoples. I said that is amazing to me, peoples. All of this time, I'm still listening for and looking for some bombshells, and all I get is some eggshells. That's it, people. So that's all I get is some eggshells. I'm looking for some bombshells, and he's giving me eggshells. He ain't telling me anything, peoples. I said he ain't telling me anything, peoples.
Right? That freight elevator that's in the back of the Crown Plaza, right next to the loading dock, where it's always a security guard standing right there all the time. Right? You think the security guard is always standing there all the time. And we got the receipt. But they say that this is an epic center for this type of alleged body part situation, right?
Okay, so then my question is, sir, who is they? Because they hasn't you see, it's easy to say they said, but reference who is they? Who is actually the people who's giving out this information? Who is actually the people who can literally validate everything that you're saying? And then what evidence do you have to prove that the Crown Plaza is the epicenter for human trafficking and organ harvesting? Have you ever been in a freight elevator? Have you ever went down to any tunnels? Do you know if there's any tunnels down at the Crown Plaza? And if that be the case, well then, how is it that they are able to cover up a black girl's death? And why would they majorly cover up a black girl's death? Why? That's the question. You haven't proven anything, my friend. You really haven't. You haven't proven anything. All you did was just sat up here and just talk. And you haven't shown us absolutely nothing. Other than just sitting up here doing a robotic dance and talking in second nature. Who is they? I want receipts. I want to see some receipts. I want to see some tunnels. I want to see anything that validates your claim that there is tunnels under the Crown Plaza. Instead of you just sitting up here talking and stuff, I want to see some things. But you can't show us anything. The only thing that you can do is come with controversy and conjecture. You sit up here as you almighty and all knowing, but almighty and all knowing what? Bullshit. Because you still haven't validated anything. Anybody can say they said, and that's what they've been saying. They said forever and a day. But who is they? I want to see some names. I want to see a business. I want to see some receipts. I want to see something. I'm tired of people saying they said. You give they a bad name. And they are tired you calling them they. Because you don't have a name. So it's easy to say they. They can be anybody. They can be you. You can be up here shucking and jiving with the people forever and a day. Telling the people they said when it's actually, it could have been you that orchestrated all of this madness and trying to keep the spotlight off yourself. People, don't listen to what they said because they don't know. If they had any type of evidence whatsoever, then they could prove their stance. But after 8 years, peoples, why is this man coming out doing a song and dance on his cell phone when he could have went live, showed his proof and his truth to the community, and stand up on the various things that he's saying instead of doing a song and dance out in the middle of nowhere? I mean, is that validation, peoples? Because if you think that this is validation, you stupid.
So, and my resources lead me to believe, with my vital strategic research, that allegedly this is true. Because as I strategically break this down, why do y'all think when Kenneka Jenkins' body was allegedly found in the hotel in the freezer, was in that freezer all them hours, and they was out there having the press conferences and all these alleged organizations was coming out and all these media, why you think they never shut the hotel down? Y'all hit the like button as I strategically break this down. Don't y'all know the Crown Plaza never shut down? They still was renting out rooms. People was still going in there, staying. Shit was still moving and rotating until this day. All right, Crown Plaza is still up and active and never stopped. Not for 1 minute. Even when Kenneka Jenkins' body was allegedly in the freezer, they still was renting out rooms.
And the reason why that they continue to keep operating, because they didn't take this seriously. They deemed it an accident and not a murder. And because that they deemed it an accident, what was it for them to say? Or what was it for them to do? They wasn't going to shut down for a black girl being deceased. And all of the powers that be worked up against them. Do you understand what I'm saying, peoples? I said all of the powers that be worked up against them. And so do you think that the Crown Plaza was going to shut down all because Kenneka came up missing, peoples? Really? You have to be so stupid and foolish if you ever thought that that would ever happen, peoples. But leave it up to Mr. Sherlock Holmes with his strategicness and all of his so-called people whom he can depend upon to give him information, because those people are stupid. I mean, Hell, if I ever had some information, you think I would give it to this knucklehead right here, who's going to be in the middle of nowhere and yapping his gums for the past 3 hours, peoples, with no validity to his stupidity? It's crazy to me, peoples, because he hasn't said anything that we haven't already known, peoples. There is nothing new that he had said, peoples.
Huh? You know why they still was renting out rooms? You know why shit still was going on? Huh? 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 Because allegedly the Crown Plaza tunnels are major players with this situation when it comes to these parts going directly across the street to the airport. All right, now this is all alleged. All right, so when you constantly have shit coming in, as I make real life matters make real life sense, coming in from the airport, shit constantly going out, if this is the epic center, they can't close it. It has to continue to run. You see what I'm saying? All right, everybody that was coming in that hotel to stay, they wasn't there to stay for a visit. Hit the like button. Strategic drop. Let me say this again. Everybody that go in that hotel is not there for a one-night stay with a bitch or a one-night stay with their family and shit like that. No. Why you think on this alleged footage we seeing all these weird people coming from out of town and shit? All right, people were saying that they were from all different type of organizations, and for them to actually be in that room and still stay at the hotel during those scene of events, what that tell you? Hit the like button. Strategic drop. What that tell you about the people knowing that it's a fucking dead body and all this chaos going on downstairs, bro, and they still staying upstairs like ain't nothing going on? And we're not talking about just one particular individuals. We talking about like it was a lot of these people, bro. Don't y'all know it was a big ass situation going on out there at the Crown Plaza, then there all week, 2 weeks, all month. People was gathering out there, right? Who feel comfortable going in there? Let's stay while all that shit going on out of all the hotels in Chicago. Shout out everybody up in here, man. I appreciate y'all. All right? Like, share, subscribe, man. Appreciate all the fire starters, hawkers, walkers, and stalkers up in here, man, who joined me today, man. All right? I ain't hold y'all for too long. Hour and 30. I gave y'all the bangers, man. I gave y'all the bangers, man. And why do y'all think everybody was like, yo, why the hotel ain't shutting down? Why the hotel ain't shutting down? Why the hotel ain't shutting down? You see what I'm saying? Right? Why the hotel ain't shutting down? Why you think she ain't hardly get no money, allegedly? Right? It's just so much. Let me tell you why. She allegedly ain't get no money, or all the money is gone because she sold her part of her portion for another purpose. All right? That part. Shout out everybody up in here, man. Somebody say a cult. It give you cult vibes. You know? Like I said, man, everything in this live is alleged, you know, and I'm just here to make some real life matters, make some real life sense of this whole situation, because most of it is all documented thanks to Zach TV. Most of it is all documented, man. Okay? Everything. including his death. That's crazy. Everything is being seen by the watchful eye, right? Crazy work. But yeah, man, shout out the whole nation, all the 5 stars, hawkers, walkers, and stalkers, everybody that joined me today, man. I appreciate y'all, man. I do, man. Make sure y'all continue to like the video, share this. If y'all just coming in, man, y'all missed one hell of a show. I dropped a lot of gems, all right? And got a lot more to drop. Because like I said, today I put all the doors in front of y'all face. Strategic. I put all the doors in front of y'all face, all right? And we know when you open one door, it leads to another and another and another, right? So I dropped these gems and everything I said in this live today, all right? 90% of it is all researchable. 90% of it is all facts. 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 So shout out the whole nation, 5 stars, hawkers, walkers, and stalkers, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Shout out Angela. Appreciate you for joining me today, man. All right, shout out the whole nation. Did Zach have a funeral? I don't know. That's a good question. I don't even know. You know? I'm quite sure he probably did. It probably wasn't documented. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people, after that shit happened to Zach, everybody was like scared, like to go anywhere near it. You know what I'm saying? Especially people in Chicago. Shout out everybody up in here, man. Shout out the whole nation, man. Appreciate y'all. I can answer a couple more questions before I get up out of here. Hope y'all enjoyed the show, man. You know what I mean? For all my new fire starters, man. Thank y'all for supporting me. Thank y'all for the love, man. I will not disappoint. Appreciate y'all. All of the silence speaks loud. Word. Facts. Shout out Carrie, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate the love, man. Bean Baby. Appreciate the 100 joint. Smitty. The Smitty firm. What's up, my boy? All right, man. We about to get up out of here, man. You know what I mean? Like, share, subscribe. Always remember, fear the fire, fear the flame, man. We good.
All right, people. So we sat here and watched almost 3 hours of madness. Almost 3 hours of madness, and what was it that this brother had literally brought to light that Edward Joseph didn't already say? There is nothing that he brought to light. There's no validity to the stupidity. There's no clarity of his confused madness, peoples. You know, nothing. And I'm just being frank with you, peoples. I'm not trying to be critical of the brother and stuff. I'm just trying to ask a real serious question. What is it that you have learned so far with all of the this and that and the other of what he had said and what he had did? There's nothing that I have seen, people, of substance. Literally. He couldn't even break down the various things that I had did in my first live and stuff. And I'm up here thinking that, okay, well, this guy, you know, maybe he might have something. But when he went and said, "Oh well, that's not Kenneka in the freezer," he lost me right there. Because all he did was just speak about, well, that's not Kenneka, and they had tunnels under Chicago, and they had this and that and the other, and Zach, somebody is running his channel and things like that. Who? Oh, well, here, let's do this, people. Let me do this. Let me do this, people. Let me stop sharing, and let me go to YouTube and let me share YouTube. And let's go to Zach TV right quick, people. So let's go to Zach TV. Zach TV, Kenneka Jenkins. All right. Am I showing that? Yep, I'm showing that. Okay, let's go to Zach TV, people. Now, let's see what is the latest on Zach TV. Let's go to Zach TV and let's look at the lives. The latest that was posted up on Zach TV was this about Yo Gotti, and that was 3 years ago. Let's see his shorts. So there's all of his shorts and stuff because people, want to see all of what Zach had did in the community and everything. And this is not really that many. This is not really that many shorts that Zach did. So let's look at his videos. So the last video that was posted was just 9 months ago, but it ain't had nothing to do with Kenneka. This is a remix of some type of something that he did and things. And this is something about CJB. See, I'm not into the gang type of stuff, so I don't even understand all of this madness and how these people are living and how hard rock and hardcore all of these people are. So he's talking as if, they had did something recent about Kenneka. Well, no, it's about some gangsters that's out here showboating guns and everything like that. But all of this stuff is just going to lead all of these people to an early grave. That's it. So I'm still scrolling down, and it ain't nothing about Kenneka. It ain't nothing about Kenneka, peoples. I mean, he's really sitting up here talking as if somebody is dedicating Zach Page to the Kenneka Jenkins case. And so far, none of this stuff is about Kenneka. And then here is that famous red couch, peoples. Remember the famous red couch that he did the interview with Irene in Irene in Killing Peas. There's that famous couch right there. I don't know if this is the same couch. Doesn't look like it. But what is it that these people have to say? Everybody's badass. Everybody's living their life and stuff, however they're living it. And that's fine with me. I really don't care how these people live and stuff because I'm not living that type of lifestyle. I'm going to heaven. Now that couch is different because this couch is more bright red. But it seems like everybody had a red couch, and this is kind of like a darker red. But this has been 8 years ago, peoples, and this is the live. He's got 2 videos of Kenneka. The video of Peas and Killing, in the video of Irene. That's the only videos that he has of Kenneka up here. So what is this guy talking about? Man, y'all need to go to Zach TV because somebody is making money off of his page and all like this. But he's trying to say that there was more videos of Kenneka, and it's only 2 videos of Kenneka. That's it. And Zach had the video footage, and Zach was going to expose it, and Zach this and Zach that. Peoples, if Zach really wanted to expose everything that was on that original video footage, he would have done so. And they would have taken him out with the quickness. But they didn't do it because he was smart. Zach got killed not because of Kenneka. Zach got killed because of some things that was going on with his partner. Had nothing to do with Kenneka. Absolutely nothing. And so whoever has that video footage, they ain't showing it, peoples. Because if they was going to show it, well, then they're going to end up just like him, just like a lot of these people who is probably deceased now. And who has been memorialized upon Zach's channel. Oh boy, peoples, you know, you got to learn to think for yourself and learn to shift through the bullshit and nonsense. Because that's all that it is. It's bullshit and nonsense that these people are saying. Nothing new on Zach's page about the Kenneka Jenkins case before he died and after he died. Nothing new. So if you trying to look for some new stuff about the Kenneka Jenkins case and he's trying to insinuate, oh, Zach got it on his channel, peoples, we went to Zach's channel. And there you see is just 2 videos right there. And everything else is all about these other people who he had interviewed during his lifespan, peoples. So don't believe the hype, peoples. Do you understand what I'm saying? Don't believe the hype, peoples. All right, peoples. This is almost 11 o'clock, and we spent damn near 3 hours listening to this madness and things. I'm going to go now, but I'll be back if the Lord says the same. This is not what I wanted to do to spend my life, and I'm kind of sorry that I played all of this madness. I may not even keep this video up because I don't want to bore you with this nonsense of what this man had said. So I'll probably just end up just deleting this live. But then I'll probably just keep it up because I had said some wonderful things in here that even though that he came with this clout status and start talking all of this madness, you guys can listen to my commentary and get a greater understanding as to what I'm trying to convey. So it's just probably for that reason, people, that I may just go ahead and keep it up. You see what I'm saying, people? So I just may keep it up for that specific reason. But anyway, you guys got part 1. There's a lot of juicies in there that you guys can take a look at and, you know, understand and, you know, do whatever you do with it and stuff. But I tried to open it up to where you can be able to see and be able to digest some things, because again, that of what they said, peoples, doesn't make no sense whatsoever. It really doesn't. And once you come to the realization and understand that, the better off you'll be. And so, peoples, I hope I had said something to encourage your hearts upon today. Tune in again next time to Edward Joseph Let's Talk Live, Edward Joseph Kitchen, Edward Joseph Gospel Hour, Edward Joseph's Blessings Giveaway 2025 will come to you with something wonderful. I love you with the love of Christ, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Peoples, mask up and be safe. And again, peoples, I sincerely pray that you guys literally get a greater understanding for yourself and not listen to this madness that these people are projecting, because that's all it is. It's just madness. Until then, peoples, be blessed and get your rest. And if the Lord says the same, I will see you soon. God bless you all. Thank you for watching.
Nobody does it better. Sometimes I wish